Hello everyone and welcome to this month's November watch list preview. Um, Monthly watch lists have been doing pretty good. The weeklies have been doing good too, but there's been a couple weeks here and there that were off, but the monthly's been doing really good. So let's take a look at what I have for this month. Inside month we have the XLU, Morgan Stanley, Caterpillar, Eli Lilly, DoorDash, and Dow. And I'll talk briefly about the XLV and the XLP. So let's take a look at some charts here. The XLU utility sector. If you look at the yearly, we're inside on the year, inside on the quarter, um, inside on the month. However, all three are bullish. They're inside, but they're bullish. So um, just got to watch you don't get caught in chop with these inside, um, all these inside candles. The weekly, it's been coming back up through the range. So the weekly looks a little bit better. So if we go back to the monthly, looking for a break above 67.84. Go down to the weekly. The target 1 is going to be 69.11. Target 2 is going to be 70.07. Beyond that, you could use the broadening formation as a stop. You could use a moving average from a lower time frame. Let's say the daily time frame or the 4-hour. Use a moving average for a stop or a reversal on, let's just say if, I don't know, just throw it out there, a 2-hour reversal. If you see this 2 with a 1 followed by a 2 down, that's a reversal. That's signal to exit. So you could use any of those for an exit. And with the sectors, I don't necessarily like to play the sectors, but I'll look for stuff inside the sector. Duke, SO, which I think is Southern Energy. I forget what it is, and Dominion. Keep an eye on those three. If XLU does break above 67.84, watch these three here for some type of an entry, and that would be an option also. If these charts look good also and set up for a nice entry, instead of entering XLU, you can enter one of these, because if this goes, it's a good chance these are what's pushing them. So keep an eye on that and watch for earnings on these. I haven't looked, but you want to keep an eye if Duke has if Duke has earnings Monday after the close, you may not want to get in Duke Monday. Not saying you can't, but you just have to be a little bit more careful when it's that close to earnings. Okay, let's take a look at Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley and I'd be trading, if I entered any of these, I'd be looking at least December expirations. You could get November expirations. They're going to move much quicker. If they don't move quick enough, meaning that the underlying, if Morgan Stanley doesn't move quick enough, you're going to be fighting theta. You're going to be fighting time decay. So, yeah, Morgan Stanley's not a really quick mover. So, if you get in it on, let's say, the 3rd, and, these are, usually you're in and out of these within 3 or 4 days, but, if it takes 2 weeks for Morgan Stanley to hit its target, you're going to be really fighting theta, and it's going to take a toll. So I'd be looking at least December expirations for these, maybe even January. I'd probably be looking at December's, but you could go to January. So on the year, it's been a phenomenal year for Morgan Stanley. On the quarter, it's inside on the quarter, but it's bullish. Same with the month. So we're looking for a break above 103.98. And we come down to the weekly, look for some targets. All-time high is 105.95. Beyond that, we're going to look for the same thing again. Broadening formations. We'll look for moving average breaks on lower time frames, or look for a reversal on a lower time frame. If you're comfortable watching, let's say this 60 on a monthly, I don't know that I go all the way down to 60 because you're going to get chopped out of stuff if you get that far down on a monthly chart. Um, I'd probably look at maybe a 4 hour right here. This would be a reversal. If you're in it here, let's just scroll over. You don't see this. If you're in it here, you're still in this trade. Next candle opens and it does this. As soon as it breaks below here, that's your exit. Get out. That's what I mean by a reversal on a shorter time frame. You could use a 2 hour, 4 hour. On a monthly chart, I think 1 hour's the 60 minutes too low, too short of a time frame. But whatever works for you. So that's what I'm looking at for Morgan Stanley. Caterpillar. Let's take a look at Caterpillar on the year. It's green on the year, but it's setting up a shooter. On the quarter, it's looking a lot better on the quarter. It's bouncing back up off the lows. On the month, same thing, bouncing up off the lows on the month. So I'm looking for a break above. We kind of came off this broadening formation. If you look at the weekly, I drew the broadening formation off the weekly chart. We're bouncing back up off the bottom of the broadening formation and looking for a break above 209.75. Target one is going to be 213.74. There is a target here, but it's a very, very small move, so I kind of ignored that one. 213.74, 215.70, 218, 230 or 223.76. Then I'm up here to 244.33. Now, if you go down to the daily, there are a couple more targets in between there. Target 4 was here. You could look at this for target 5, 227.90. This for target 6, 235.60-ish. 240 or 239.50, 241. You could look at those on a shorter time frame for targets. Also this here, which I'm not sure what this coincides with this low here. You could look at all these for targets, but I'm kind of thinking that once we break this, you're already up $14 from your entry. Why not set a stop, sell off at least half and set a stop maybe right here and just let it ride and see what happens. If it comes up to here, move your target or move your stop up to here, just below this one, and let it ride. If it makes it all the way here, great. If it doesn't and it reverses back down and stops you out, you made a lot of money on all this. So that's kind of how I'm looking at that. So that's Caterpillar. Lilly, kind of looking at that last contractor too as maybe sort of a lotto. You've made your money. Let's see if you can get that ultimate goal. If you do, great. You're going to make a lot more. If you don't, you still made enough money. I don't want to say enough because it's never enough, but you know what I mean. Be greedy with that last contract if you're basically playing with house money at that point. Okay, Eli Lilly, not really familiar with trading this one, but very good on the year. Inside quarter, but very green. And keep in mind here, earnings. Let me go back and take a look at Morgan Stanley earnings on January 13th, so we got a ways to go for that one. Caterpillar, January 28th. So let's go back to Eli Lilly. Eli Lilly's earnings are February, so again, good quarter inside, but green. On the month, inside, but green, coming off the bottom of the broadening formation. Looking for a break above 256.75. We come down to the weekly, look for some targets. Target 1 is going to be 260.82. Target 2 is 264.07. Target 3 is 272.91. Target 4 is 275.87. So that's what we're looking at for Eli Lilly. Dash on a year. Don't have a lot of data to go off of. It's been an outside year, but there's only 2 years worth of data to look at. Quarter, it's inside quarter, not great. It's I don't want to say not great, but it's red. On the month, oops. On the month, it's not looking great on the month either. We came up sort of a shooter here, not quite a shooter, but sort of a shooter. And this month hasn't been any better. We do have earnings coming up on November 9th. So if this doesn't trigger before the end of this week, I'd say either wipe this off your list or wait until after earnings settle. And if the day of earnings this thing breaks and triggers, I would ignore it. That's just the way I would trade it, or not trade it. Sorry, I got something in my throat here. So we're looking at a break below October's low of 194.13. Come down to the weekly to look for some targets. Target 1 is 192.16. Target 2 is 187.61. Target 3 is 173.57. Target 4 is 169.80. And target 5 is 163.15. So that's what we're looking at for Dash. Now for Dow, we have not a very... it's kind of funny. I never looked at this on the yearly before, but we're kind of dojis everywhere. We get movement throughout the year, but it seems to always close right where it opens. On the quarter, the last couple quarters haven't been good. This quarter is not looking any better. Although we still haven't broke the inside down yet. On the month, we're real close to breaking last month's lows to go 2 down, 2-1-2 down continuation. So that's what I'm looking for on this one. Looking for a break below 55.66 for our entry. First target is going to be right here at 51.33. Second target, there's a little bit of a gap here. $50.20 starts the gap, and then target 3 is going to be 49.82, and that fills the gap. And that's all I had for targets on that. So I also mentioned Xlv and Xlp. So let's take a look at those. I don't really like trading the sectors. So look at the Xlv on the month. We could very easily go 3-2 or 3-2 or 2-2 reversal on the month if we break over this 133.99. You can trade the Xlv. What I would do personally is look for some of the stocks that make up the Xlv, because if the Xlv pushes, it's going to be these that are pushing it. So these would be, to me, you get more bark for your bite. I guess that's what you would call it. Look at J&J, CVS, Bristol Myers, United Healthcare, AbbVie, Pfizer, Humana. Look at those to be what is pushing the Xlv to break this 133.99, and look for an entry on one of these. Not saying you can't trade the Xlv itself. You very well can. But look for one of these. You might get a little bit more oomph. If you want to be a little bit more conservative, trade the Xlv then. Same with the Xlp. We'll take a look at that, but we're looking at Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, Pepsi, Walmart, and Costco as their main body. So let's look at Xlp. Same thing. We'd be looking at a 2-2 reversal on a monthly. I didn't set targets and stuff on here. You could set an alert. Just set an alert for right there. You could label it if you want to label it. Let me go back and show you. Put something down here. 2 month up. and you'll type it in here on notes. That way when you get the alert, it'll say 2-month up. So that's what I'm looking for. I'll put one in here for XLV also. I didn't have one set for it either. And if you want to put it right precisely on the high, you can just move this up or down, and this will change it. I'm just getting ballpark because I'm not. Be honest with you, I probably won't watch this. Not that it's not a good thing to watch. I just too much going on for me to try to watch all the internals of a sector. But this is how you would fine tune your level. So and I hit create, and it'll create your alert. So, all right, that's all I have for this month's November watch list preview. Good luck to everyone, and hope everyone makes some money. And see you guys later. Thanks. Bye.